Alright, so I'm going to show you how to replace your rear passenger window on a 2004 Honda Element. Alright, this is my first YouTube video and my daughter did the majority of the recording, so bear with me and good luck. And you get a tiny little screwdriver and pry that back. Then there are these little screws here. It's just a standard cross tip. Move these two screws. You're going to grab and pull out the handle. And then you're going to find this purple clip here. And you're going to lift this edge up and turn it off this way. I used the little screwdriver here and I just pry it back and turn it over. Then you're going to want to remove the bar from this by pulling back and then lifting out. There we go. All right, so once this is removed, set this aside. All right, now what you're going to want to do is you're going to pry off the speaker cover. Anything will work that is flat. And once you're in there, you're going to see these 3 screws. And ideally, you'll have a better screwdriver than my bike tool, and remove them. Okay, so then once you remove this last screw, ideally with a better screwdriver than mine, pull the speaker out, and then there's a clip here that you just unclip and remove. Maybe. There you go. So once that's removed, we go on to the next step. All right, so we're gonna come over here and remove this. There's a cover on this. Mine didn't have it, but there should be a little gray cover. You just peel it back the same way you did with the handle. Remove this screw. So on the other side from the bolt that you just removed, there's an identical bolt, and we're gonna go ahead and remove that too. It's the same thing, regular screwdriver. So see you on the other side. All right, now we're just gonna pull this guy out with a better tool than a bike tool. And we're gonna move on to the top and start peeling. Remove the seatbelt. So for this one, it's on a clip with a C. So you wanna hit it over to the right and pry it off, and it'll loosen all that. This kind of just came off on its own. All right. And now you have access to everything you need. This is going to be a little challenging here, but if you look right behind here, it gives you access so long as you have a longer wrench. So then you're going to come and just real quick pull that off and remove these 2 bolts with an 8mm wrench. All right, for this next part, we're going to move the seatbelt down. Grab this part of the cover and slide it down. If you work it, you can get it over enough so that you expose these bolts. So what we're going to do is take that same 8mm wrench and remove both of these bolts as well. Once you're done removing the nuts, you're going to come around to the outside of the car, and assuming you broke your window like me, you're going to grab this piece and slide it out. And then you're going to move on to this piece and remove the bolts from the top portion in there. All right, once you remove those 2 nuts, come back around to the front and pull it out. So now you should have 4 holes here and 2 holes in the inner. So here's my replacement window. I got it from a salvage lot for 35 bucks. They tried to ask 50, but I highly recommend talking them down because it's just this. I took the hardware with it and left these pieces on so I can just slide the whole thing in. So all you do is slide it in from the outside and replace all of the bolts. I would start with the top bolts so that you could evenly distribute the weight. and then give it a test drive after you get everything secure. All right, here we go. Now that we've got the window completely installed, we can test it. Woohoo! All right, now we're gonna start putting everything back together in reverse order. It's fairly simple. Just remember that you need to be a little bit aggressive with those clips as well as with the handle clip at the end, and the long screws go in the speaker.